Why the fuck did I do this? Whew. Alrighty, so how does it feel after the mastermind?
Well, first it was very exhausting, so we took like a little bit of a break because my brain was just, it was really exhausting, but just the effects that had after are incredible. And also the response from our client was really, really powerful. Like some of our clients were already implementing stuff that we talked about and literally getting results within the same day. Like we had a client where I spoke to literally on the yacht was like implementing stuff, made like a $6,000 sale, like on the yacht.
Sheesh.
Right? So it was incredible. I loved it and I can't wait to do it again.
Yeah. I think anybody that has this type of info product coaching programs, they should all have an in-person event because it builds up a lot of momentum. Like sometimes when we have coaching programs of this sort, right? Doesn't matter the niche. It's hard to keep the engagement up, like mostly when they don't know each other. But now now they're all friends, right? So like the day after the event, everybody is like on our community posting things, liking stuff, like telling things about all the others. So definitely is great for building up a momentum within the community.
Yeah, highly recommend to anybody.
Yeah. It's the difference when you go from being online and then tapping in offline. That's when the real bonds and relationships get built. So like, what would you say is like, I'll say that as one takeaway. What are two other takeaways that you guys notice after doing your mastermind event?
We know some of these people for like almost 2.5 years. So it was nice that after working with clients for like 2 years, a year, and then finally see him in person is like,
that's crazy.
You get me? So that was really exciting, Honestly, the biggest thing is honestly the community aspect of it, I would say. Like the actual human interaction, because now information is getting more vast and the more AI gets more, better and better, eventually info is going to be everywhere. So that human connection is what's going to really matter. So I think that's like the really, really main takeaway that I got. That was like, I need to do those more events.
Yeah, and I think like maybe another takeaway is and this happens to be not just like me attending to my own mastermind, but attending to any mastermind in general. It gives you like this fire in within, like they're like, okay, like I'm gonna go back to work, and it just gives you this fire of like wanting to do things, and then that's where you actually find out your true character, if you actually get things done or if you just let that fire, like die out slowly.
Yeah, and from the client's point of view, I think one of the biggest things that they got value from, not only learning from us, but also learning from clients who are more successful with them. Because some people, they were making already 20, 50, 100, 150K per month, you get me? So the guy who's making 10K per month, talk to the guy who's doing 150 or 80, whatever, they're just like almost in shock and like, oh, it's not about the information, it's about implementation. You get me? So almost it breaks shattering beliefs when you see the same person go through the same system, the same program, but he's doing like 10x better than you. You're like, okay, I'm definitely doing something wrong. I need to focus. There's a few clients there that like, I just gotta focus. So that's another big takeaway from our own clients that I knew it was gonna happen, but I didn't know how impactful it would become once they got home.
It created like a little bit more of like this like healthy competition, like within each other, because like, okay, like already two people 2 days after the mastermind, they solved one of their biggest problems inside of their business, and they made a sale each, a paid in full each, and the others didn't, So I'm pretty sure that built up like a little bit of a healthy competition within them,
Yeah, so that's something that like you don't really see until you're there.
That's what went right. What are the areas of improvement after going through it that you guys have seen for now for the next mastermind?
I think I want to invite people to speak in certain topic. I think that'll be, because perspective is everything. So I think I probably would have maybe 2 more successful clients speak, and also have people that we know in the industry, like speak about other things. Maybe it could be about taxes, about finances, or investment, you get me? So I think other subjects will be really powerful. I think that's something I want to do next. But the only thing that went wrong was the clicker.
Bro.
I was like, what is happening here? It was just working perfectly. That's the only thing that went wrong. So
yeah, and the weather, which we can grab. Yeah.
And people were coming down from Miami for the good weather, and that happened to be the coldest night in so far of the year. Yeah. So I guess it'll be small things that we can't control, but what we can't control, we don't really try to, go too crazy about it. Yeah.
Awesome. So for everyone watching this video, give them a little breakdown on what it is that you guys do and how did you guys get into what you guys do?
So we essentially help the financial industry scale. So that's essentially credit companies, funding companies, tax companies, and more recently insurance company. So mainly the main thing that we help them fix is the client acquisition problem. Most companies that we work with, they're stuck between 10, 15, 20K per month, and they have no consistency due to having fixed the client acquisition problem.
Yeah,
Right.
they're mainly relying on referrals, word of mouth.
Correct.
They don't have like a consistent lead flow.
Yeah, so first we fix that, then we fix their tracking, which most companies don't understand their KPIs, where you can't track, you can't measure, you can't control. And if you want to control your business, you got to control your KPIs, because the business can't speak to you. So the only way the business talks to you is through percentages and numbers. Most people miss that. That business is all about numbers. So we fix their client acquisition, then we go into KPIs so we could start making the business predictable. And then we help them build a team and actually train them in the skills they need to operate the business, essentially without us. So that's pretty much what we do. We're a scaling company, mainly marketing, but also systems, AI and stuff. So everything that we currently are using in our own company, we're sharing with our clients so they could scale their business. But that's pretty much what we do the shortest way possible.
Awesome. How long you guys been doing that for?
3 years or so, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years in, and this is your first mastermind?
Yeah, we started trying to well, as you know, Brian, he was like, you need to do this, you need to do this. I was so against it, and I'm glad that he kind of told me, like, bro, you need to do this. Like, if you don't do this, then you're gonna tarnish your brand. He told me the negatives of it and then the positives, and I just went and did it. You know, I should have done it maybe the first year. You know, I just procrastinated on it. I procrastinated with emails too. I never did any email marketing. And he's like, you have to do it, you have to do it. And then we started doing it. But that's why proximity is everything, because when somebody's more successful than you, it's like, yo, don't make the same mistake that I did. You get me? So that's why I always say surround yourself with like-minded individual or people who are ahead of you, so you don't make the same mistakes that they did, you know?
And it's good, man. Like, that's the whole process. I definitely say when it comes into building businesses and scaling, like, you're never going to have anything figured out, but it's all about just getting in the fire, getting burned, and then figuring out the areas that really hurt and the areas that don't hurt, and then just keep it moving forward.
It's always failing, optimizing, failing, fixing that, optimizing. That's why most people think like scaling is just a straight line, but honestly, it's just like you go, there's ups and down, you know, ups and down always. And that's what business is, you know?
Yeah. And before you were asking, like, what is something that went wrong? We don't really have something that went wrong, but I want to say something that we got right. And that was picking you as a person. Yeah. I was in between different people that I was going to work with. And we had already seen how you worked, so like, I was like, why am I here like talking to all of these people that I gotta wait 4 or 5 days just to get a proposal, like what I know, what I already know that you can deliver on,
Yeah.
So that one day I was like, okay, I'm done talking to people. Let me just call Jayy again, like I think it was the issue that you didn't see my message or something like that, so we didn't connect right away. And then I was like, screw it, let me just call him. And that was like 15 days before the actual event, so it was very last minute.
Yeah.
It was very last minute. And I was like, Jayy, like, are you free these days? And you were like, let's do this. What do you want? And I'm like, you know what I want? You're like, I got you. And I told you, I'm like, it's my first event. I'm organizing the whole thing, like, he's not good at organization stuff, so
Yeah,
like,
that's one thing that we noticed too, is that we might get an assistant for next time.
yeah,
Just to kind of like organize so we can
there you go.
focus.
If there's something that we could improve on, I definitely need an assistant, because I was in between doing presentations,
Yeah.
calling, receiving phone calls from the catering people, like, so I can't,
An event planner that can actually
yes.
manage everything for you.
Yeah.
Yes,
We should also flight out our employees for they could help us also like just manage those while we just focus on the clients. So that's like another takeaway that we talked about. Like, yo, we need to fly on our employees so they could just help us manage, and then have somebody to actually, organize the whole event, so we could just purely focus our time with our clients.
How
Yeah.
active are your employees within the community?
Oh yeah.
No, they're
the food.
active,
They can like
They all know them. Yeah.
yeah, they all know them, like.
All of our employees are front end.
I guess in my head, I was like, at first, like, I need them to be on top of the business, because obviously we have other clients that are now at the mastermind,
Yeah.
so it's like, But I definitely need an event planner. That's something that, nothing went wrong since I was the one managing those things, but I feel like I also missed opportunities of being in certain, maybe in certain shots or something like that, like, or being able to talk more to my clients. So that's definitely one of the things. But to going back, like, it was good that at least I knew that I didn't have to worry about pictures, videos, microphones, anything like that, because I knew I had you, behind my, like, okay, catching my back, like, and you did amazing. Like, the main thing that we always wanted from this thing was to give as much value as possible to our clients. I think that's what everybody wants to do, and people get so stuck on thinking, like, what are the presentation, what are the things that we're going to give them, what are the things that we're going to teach them, or the experiences that you're going to offer, and they don't think about the content. Like, my clients are literally using all the pictures, all the b-rolls, everything that you've given them to create their ads. And sometimes some of these clients may have not even worked with a professional, videographer, or, a person that takes professional pictures. So this was the first chance, the first chance that they had to actually work with someone that provides that type of service, like, and they got it all within our experience. Like, now we set the standards, like, which are pretty high. So whoever else they're gonna be working with, like, they gotta, I hope that they step up, because they have a pretty high bar now on what is supposed to be, a production.
Yeah, there's two ways that you can come to that conclusion. You can experience it yourself, or you can experience it yourself. You can experience the good, or you can experience the bad. And when you find good, you hang on to good. One of the things that's been on my mind since, like, the very beginning, right? Because I knew you guys were gonna do a mastermind event. So I'm like, oh, obviously you guys are already seen the performance, how I literally just move and operate and do all of that. But then you guys still went in and, like, shopped around. You looked at other production companies, other people that can go ahead and provide the service. So, like, what was that thought process?
Well, for me, I wanted you I'm like, I want Jayy, because I have seen you work before we worked together. So that for me was already like checkbox. I want Jayy. But my wife was still like, let me just look around, see what's going on. You get me? There was another person that we're pretty close to that we were thinking about it, just to give him work, just because we know him personally. But I was like, I want Jayy, I want Jayy, I want Jayy, because you already knew what we were doing. You already have experience. This is not your first rodeo. And I seen your work ethic. And another thing I want to add, like, your quality is top notch, and the speed within your work that you work with is also on another level. And that's something that is very, very, very difficult to find something like that. Not only speed is incredible, but the quality is incredible as well. So that really attracted me about you. And also how passionate you are about the equipment. I remember one of the first time we met, I was just asking about your equipment, and you were like, yeah, this is this. So you also, not only you were working, but also teaching. So I love that as well. I love learning. I'm like, oh, why that camera? Why this lens? No, because this and this. So, I mean, bro, your work speaks for itself. Like, you're very talented. You're passionate. Like, for everybody who hasn't worked with Jayy, he takes a picture of you, it's already on your phone. It's crazy. You get me? It's already on your phone. It's already running as an ad. You get me? That was a joke of the mastermind, that you take a picture, it's already as an ad. So, man, it's like, and we worked with so many different people, and usually something always happened with the production or the filming. Something usually a week delay, 2 weeks delay. Oh, this footage is missing. We just went to a different mastermind that almost 80% of the footage is gone, never to see me again.
Oh, that's crazy.
Never saw it. Never
saw it, but we know we
it's
took.
in my memory, but
Yeah.
never saw it.
So that right there, it just speaks volume of your quality of work. So I really wanted to work with you. Just my wife was like, let me see who else. But I was already there. Look, I want Jayy because I know the quality he puts out. I know his work ethics. We get along great. We could talk about, besides all the podcast or work, and I know me and you could talk forever. You get me? So that from that
Yaposaurus Rexus over here.
Yeah, we could just yap, So from that point of view, bro, like, man, for me, from the beginning, I'm like, I want Jayy.
Yeah, I think besides the quality and the speed, it's just the personality. Like, I mean, I'm pretty sure whoever is watching this, go watch other videos. Like, what you guys are seeing is what you're getting, which is great, because it feels like, and this, even my clients were telling me, like, or I will hear, like, I will listen, like, oh, when they're talking, like, behind everybody's back, like, I would listen, and they were like, this guy feels like he's part of us, he feels,
Yeah.
you feel like a homie, like, it's
Yeah.
You know, so it's like just having something like that around, like it brings energy. You know, it brings a good vibe, positive energy in within the space. You know, so I think that is one of the other perks that you have over others is just your personality. That's something that people can't copy. You know, like,
and how many times our clients were saying, "Who the hell is this guy?
Yeah,
This guy is great. This guy is great." I'm like, "Yeah, he's the best in Miami. Nobody compete with him." So it was funny that not only we were already impressed with your work, but our other clients that also work with other production companies and camera crews and stuff like that, they're like, "Now this guy is." Actually, one of our clients came to a mastermind last month. He actually hired somebody to follow him around. It was like complete garbage. Everything was delayed. You know, there was a bunch of problems that he was telling me. I'm like, you will never have that problem with Jay. You get me? And then when I told him that you fly out, like you can fly, he was like, oh, game over. You get me? So.
And bilingual, you know, which is something that for us, for our community, we have a lot of Spanish speaker clients. So that was another plus for us here.
Yeah.
See, I love hearing that. And like, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't like listening to compliments.
I'm the same way.
I don't like.
Well, you gotta stop us because there's too many things too many good things that we can say.
Like instantly, like my whole mind is just like, okay, that's cool. Like obviously, like what were you expecting? You know, but just hearing it, it's crazy. When you set a few fires in the beginning of your entrepreneurship journey as business owners as well, you didn't do 100% right by every single client. There's some that like, hey, may have fallen through the cracks. There's some that like
we're humans at the end of the day, you know, like, but it's a quote that you said that resonated with me. You were like, maybe I'm butchering it, but you were like, don't bring today's battle into tomorrow's war, right? Yeah, I need to add that to my book. And I'm like, that's so true. Like this guy, like we finished the first day like at 11 p.m., you know, like at 1 a.m, I had the link, and at 7:30 in the morning the next day you were already at the Airbnb ready to go. I'm like, this is crazy, you know, like.
Yeah. Don't bring today's battle into tomorrow's war. If it can get done today, do it today. Because if you leave things for tomorrow, man, tomorrow never comes. I'm here today and I'm gone tomorrow. Yeah. You know, catch me in the moment, and everything that I can do right now, you're gonna have it. So there'll be times that it's 3 a.m. and I'm like already passed out, but I'm making sure I hit the last button of the upload. Like, here's everything. You guys have it. So when you guys wake up the next day, like the dopamine hit that you guys get
of course
early in the morning of,
I already got everything.
Here's the link. You're like, whoa, what do you mean here's everything? Drone shots, photos, videos, presentations, everything is already there.
And another thing I want to add too is that you were pushing me to keep going.
Yeah,
because there was a point that I was already I call it my brain is mashed potatoes, because I've been yapping for like 14 hours straight, and we were supposed to do only 2 podcasts. Turns out everybody wanted a podcast. Everybody wanted like a little piece of it. And by the end of it, I was like, yo, I can't even keep talking right now. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And you're like, Javi, you have to. You have to. So yep. I love that you also push me. It's like, hey, this is we might not have this moment again. Correct. You get me? So like, I'll take advantage of now. So like, it's also beautiful that you are pushing me, but it shows your work ethic that you're going above and beyond. You're like, I'm here till we're done. I'm like, damn, this guy's about it, you know?
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing.
It's a simple mindset that I have, because it's true, man. Like, you put all these pieces together to be here right now, this moment to capture. But yet again, if you leave it for tomorrow, tomorrow will never come. With the last interview that we did, we ended up doing it in the freaking Maybach, you know, like right when we got off the yacht. And it's because like, yo, we just got to do it right here, right now. That's it. Just do it. So it's that kind of mindset. Like, I always, like, one of my other phrases is, everyone deserves to have a Starzzz behind the camera. When I get in front of the camera, that's the first thing that comes into my mind. I'm like, damn, bro. Like, I wish I had a Starzzz behind the camera, making sure lighting's on point, visuals on point, audio's on point. Is that camera dead? Is that camera dead? Like, you know, like making sure everything's on point. And it's crazy how many people that are in the industry just overlook those small things. Like, they only look at the cash value. But when I reflect back in my humble beginnings, I remember spending my last like $5 on Smoothie King, You looking at my bank account, I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm gonna make this shit work. You know, and making it work is that, like, it's the passion that I've had within this. Like,
Yeah. No, and it oozes out of you. Like you can clearly tell you love this stuff. Like you don't have to fake it. You don't have to, like, I could literally look at it for like 10 minutes. The first time we met, I'm like, this guy's on it. You get me? And I remember we went to a different mastermind, we're watching you work. And I remember as we were talking, I was focused on you. I'm like, look at this guy just working his butt off. You get me? Because usually camera person, hey, I'm just here, record, and I'm gonna chill out.
that's wild.
Right? No, but that's our experience. You get me? You're like, yo, boom, 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 making sure.
The first time he came next to me, you were like, yo, turn on your airdrop. And I'm like,
Weirdo.
What are you talking about?
Weirdo.
like, what do you mean my airdrop?
New
Like,
concept unlocked.
yeah, I was like, what do you mean turn on my airdrop? You're like, yeah, trust me. I'm like, okay. I turn on my airdrop, boom, 30 pictures. So,
And again,
you know, like,
really, really good. Like you can pick one of the 30 and you can use them as a headshot, whatever. It's not like 30 whatever pictures. No, it's like 30 like really good pictures. You got to pick which one of those 30.
yeah, and that's one thing when I was shopping around, I'm like, I want you to go, like, airdrop everything.
They're like, what are you talking about?
Right away. And they were like, oh, but like then I'm gonna need to have like an editor on site to edit the pictures and stuff like that. And then I'll pass you a link afterward. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, Jayy could do it and he's alone, you know, like, and it's because remember, like, he did this whole thing, but he's alone, is one person, one human being only, you know, like other people were quoting me to have like 5-6 people on site, you know, like to be able to pull off what you do.
I'm gonna walk you guys through the steps. Okay, so capture the photo, make sure it's dope.
Yeah.
Take it from the memory card and back it up. Once you back it up, then you're gonna have to go ahead. You can do the edit, that's fine. So then that's 3. Export that. 4. Go to the Google Drive, create the folders, create the structures, create all of that. 5. And then send the link.
We download it. Oh yeah, no, you can just send the
6.
links.
So send the link 6, and then 7 for it to be in your hand.
Yeah.
7 steps that would literally take forever.
Yeah, you have to edit hundreds of pictures.
Edit thousands of photos, right? To select the money shots, to do all that. And that itself, it's a whole process. If you're able to do it within 10 seconds, 60 seconds, bam, 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 bam. You're doing your presentation. I capture all my angles. Next speaker comes, perfect. I go ahead, look at my camera. I select all the photos, airdrop.
Just right now, for everybody to see, just the fact that you know that process and you broke it down like that and you understand the psychology of it, it just speaks volume of who you are and how you carry yourself. Because just you caring about that small little detail when other people don't, that's what separates you from everybody else. That you know, okay, I'm working with business owners. Business owners usually like speed. How can I get them time to value, like, you know, TTV as soon as possible? Yeah. And the fact that you're conscious of this and actively moving towards that direction because you know this, it just speaks volume, man.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. And you guys too. Like, you guys were talking about speed to lead.
Yeah.
It's the speed to lead.
Yeah.
It's the speed.
Yeah, speed to value in your case.
Boom. I remember when I first discovered this, I'm like, bro, that airdrop concept for me is the foundation I built my business on.
Wow.
I remember I was in California recording with one of my retainer clients. I realized there was a Ryan Pineda event. If you guys do not understand, these cameras give you access. There's no doors I cannot go through with a camera. You guys remember the battleship I was holding? I had that holstered on my belt, and then now I'm just popping in and taking photos of random people. The people that look like my target audience, the people that I want to do business with.
That's better than a business card.
Boom. Oh no, but you should check out my business cards too. My business cards are crazy. It's a $100 bill.
Really?
That's folded. And when you open it up, it has my contact info. Doing those two together, boom. If I give you my business card and you're like, wait, why are you giving me money? And I'm like, no, open it up. Oh, but now you have that registered. Any conversations that we have will be about money. You feel me? Will be about adding value.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, attention to detail is huge with you, bro.
I remember I locked in one client from that event a few days later. And since then, he's put in at least 100K in my pocket.
Wow.
Travel the whole world, do all that. And it all started with one photo, him in a pink hoodie.
Wow.
And an airdrop.
And an airdrop. So like, that's the concept there. Like, the battlefield is always evolving. It's always changing, and you need to adapt with videographers, with people that you're choosing to go ahead and capture your essence, your brand, your life, it has to be more than just, all right, cool, hey, I own a camera.
Yeah.
Like,
which most people take it that way. Hey, I have my, it's just point and shoot.
It's crazy. Like, imagine if I was 300 pounds. I did not look like Drake. You feel me? I'm huffing and puffing in a corner. Like, that doesn't add value to it. Like, when I first started, all the clients, like, and I realized that they will always go on their Instagram lives and make stories with me and all that and be like, hey, my cameraman better looking than you. And I'm like, yo, that's crazy. It's an add-on to the brand, to the essence, to the event.
I even told you the first time you pulled up, I'm like, damn, you look good, bro. He was like, dude, dressing like top notch.
Because it's a performance. Because I can easily come in there, bro, with freaking Gucci slides, some shorts.
And I respect that because you understand that like you almost are a representation of us when we're in that scenery. Right. So I really appreciate that, man. You know, like
that's the process where, you know, as videographers, as content creators, you need to pay attention to.
And that's something that our clients were literally saying. And they were literally like, you guys, like us, you guys are great. You're always providing value, blah, blah, blah. And the people that you have around, they're great. They're providing value. They're fast. Like, that's something that my clients always tell me, that sometimes we're in Zoom calls and they're talking to me like, we have to do this. I'm like, done. Oh, but because we have to fix this in the landing page. I already did it while we were talking, you know, like, and they tell me like, I don't know how you do it, you know, like, and then you come around and they notice the same thing. So they were like, okay, you are surrounding yourself with your same higher level people, you know?
You always have to carry yourself in a certain level because that attracts people of that level. And then when our clients are literally seeing us, you know, like these people are on it. Not only they're on it, but also the camera guys on it. Everybody here is on point. Everybody's on fire. Everybody's moving. Like, dude, man, I can't give you enough of your flowers. Like, I was actually thanking you the whole time we were there. I'm like, yo, Jay, you're. And then when we were starting to do a podcast, you were like, here, Javi, you know, zip up, you know, water your hair, this, you gotta look. So you're also making sure that we're looking good, you know? Like, you look good, I go, bro, you know? So I was like.
It's so funny because when I hosted my first Mastermind event in the beginning of like 2021, 2022, I ended up teaching videographers and photographers what I've learned running the agency, hiring editors, because I just entered a new world. I was looking at the boot camp footage and exactly what you're saying is exactly what I was implementing. Doing the mic, putting the mic on you. Bro, even if you don't have anything in your shoulders, even if you look great, everything is good, I'll still make a micro adjustment and hit you with a little slap. Be like, all right, come on, go get it. You know, like that small detail, I'm like, bro, like that's the shit that I was teaching years ago. Seeing it come full circle, implementing it in the field.
It makes me feel like I care.
Yeah.
You know, like just how we were talking about the speed to lead is king. Like there was a client there that as soon as he booked the call, I called him and then he ended up paying me 15 grand literally a couple of days later. Oh, actually the next day, that was his call. And then I asked him in person in front of everybody, how did that make you feel that I picked up the phone right away? He was like, it made me feel incredible. It made me feel like you cared. So you like fixing my shirt or making sure, okay, let me test this. Okay, boom. It's like, this guy cares. He's not here just to get paid, which of course, we all want to make money. We all want to get paid, of course. That's like, you know, at the end of the day, it's a business. It's a job, it's a business. We all try to do it. But the part that you care is what builds the long relationship. Now, every time I'm going to do a mastermind, guess who I'm calling? Jayy, is this day available?
And they only get better, bro.
You know, of course. So like for me, it's like, if they show me that they care, I want to go above and beyond to make sure their pockets are full. You get me? So now I'm like screaming from the roof of the hey, this guy. Anybody asking me for a videographer? For a company to shoot content, do mastermind. I'm like, it's gonna be Jay. You get me? Because I know you care, and I want people to know like that you're. Dude, it's just like we worked with so many people that like when we finally started working with you, I'm like, that's how it's supposed to be. But since we have nowhere to reference, everybody was the same. But as soon as we experienced it, I'm like, this is it. You get me? And you can't really put your finger on it unless you experience it, like you said. So that's why, man, it was just amazing, bro. Like, and the fact that I didn't have to focus on anything, just focus. You're like, I remember so Javi, how you want this mastermind to go? I'm like, bro, I just want to provide value. I'm like, you're like, do you, brother? Let me worry about the rest. Like, I'll make sure you guys are looking good. I'll make sure you guys are sounding good. Just give these people value. So I didn't have to be conscious about any other thing than just that. You get me? Which is another thing that I love about working with you, that I could completely forget about one part of the whole mess, which is crucial. I would say content is probably like 30% of the whole thing, you get me? So it's amazing that a major part of the event
I think it's more than 30%.
Bro, I think it's honestly like it's flipped, bro. It's like 70% of it.
Oh, shit. I was thinking about like a third or a third or a third. Like one will be community, one will be information.
Right. Okay.
And then
Yeah.
That's
So
what I was
it's his
thinking.
whole, it's his whole
that's what I
realm.
was thinking about, 30%.
But it can be valued a little higher just because that's what keeps the memory afterwards, like.
And lives all his brand.
What lives for forever, like we can go back to this footage for years and years to go, like we can resell it, it can help us sell the next one.
You guys did amazing in the freaking presentations.
Appreciate that,
I'm
man.
here texting my fiance Kimmy. I'm like, yo, where you at? Where you at?
I appreciate that, bro.
Because this is all I hear. All my clients, like even on the trip that I went to Europe, my clients there, they're like, bro, why are you pivoting? Why are you switching? Why are you doing any of that when you can just go ahead and focus on what you're great at, which is just videography? Everyone raves about you. Everyone talks well about you. Like just go deeper into that. But then I started realizing now when you get into the entrepreneurship, like,
yeah, you're still trading your time for money.
Correct. I could have easily charged 30 bands. You're increasing the bar of deliverables. What are you going to do for that $30,000?
Yeah, you got to work more.
That's not the way that I want to aid these business owners, these entrepreneurs, because hey, $30,000 to put in on an event is crazy. Or even to put into your personal branding in one shot.
Jayy, how big the event is. Because if you have an event like that,
he's saying what he's talking about is more so like, trading time for money.
Yeah, no, I totally get it.
This is where I'm at. Let me see the end all destination because I like working from the go backwards. If I want to make X amount of money, if I want to make 100 bands a month,
you got to reverse engineer.
Yeah, like what's going to take me to that? And I'm like, bro, like there's so many hoops that I need to jump through in order to get that, which honestly, it's great. But this is where you have like the business perspective and then the passion like commingle together. The passion, I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. The business side is like, bro, that's retarded.
Still trying to, yeah.
It doesn't make sense. So that's why like I've pivoted now to really aiding these business owners, the entrepreneurs, the online coaches. Let's take it from the start, from the very beginning. Like let's build your foundation on the rock. And that's exactly what I'm working on now with the course. I'm going to teach you for the bare minimum since I've owned 2 content studios. I built them from the ground up. Absolutely amazing.
And I've seen them, a beautiful spot.
It's a full movement that I had with them. And I realized, I'm like, bro, people are paying thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to spend a couple hours at a studio. Bro, you can do this at your crib.
And there's something that is a need, like I see that with coaching my own clients, like every single one of my clients, they need to be recording ads and they need to record VSL videos and possibly also a course, right? Most importantly is the VSL videos. And you know how many times I have to jump around loops, or I've got to the point of even sending them stuff, because their background looks like, it doesn't look that good, and I'm like, you have to be the authority of the space if you want people to pay from you, pay you, you want to, have a certain image, you can't have either your client, your prospects looking better than you on camera, that's another thing. So like, that's definitely something that people truly need, like we gotta have you in our next mastermind. I'm like, this is the basic setup that you need, lights,
That's a good idea.
So that's like the very beginning because there's no reason why you're creating so much friction and getting it out. And we've realized this as business owners and entrepreneurs. Bro, the people that execute on it are the ones that generate the results. The people that contemplate, that just continue to wait, procrastinate. Oh, but it's not perfect. It's not this, it's not that. And then don't execute upon it.
I always say done is better than perfect.
Done is better than perfect.
Yeah. Action takers are the money maker.
Yeah. That's literally what I'm working on now with this course. The bare basics, have your setup, whether it's at your home, in your living room, in your second bedroom, in your bedroom. If it's in your office space, it doesn't matter. A place that there's no friction, the speed to lead, the speed to record. If you can remove that barrier and bro, just pump.
It happens to me all the time. Like sometimes when we're like, okay, I gotta set up the teleprompter, I gotta write a script, but I'm motivating myself for each step.
Yeah.
And we set up it in a way for now how I record my content that literally, I had this stream deck, right? And I literally open OBS,
press a button. That's
done. You get me?
Yeah.
Because if before it was like,
It was draining.
It's draining.
Stand
at
up
the
to
end of the day,
camera,
we're
this shot, you know, like, oh,
yeah.
in this angle, you see this thing, you know.
At the end of the day, we're business owners. You know, now I spoke to you before. I'm not really the biggest content guy because I'm more of a camera shy type of person. I'm more of an introvert, but like I understand and know that content is the 50% of the game. You get me? If you don't have a brand, if you don't have content out there, and you're a business owner, it's very difficult to convert leads, especially if you're offering high ticket services. You get me? So like you need to have almost be a contentpreneur essentially.
Yeah.
In this day and era, if you don't produce content, it's gonna be harder for you to scale.
But then like realize this, which is perfectly said, by the way. Look at the Alex Ramozis, the Grant Cardones.
Oh yeah.
All they do is create the content. Yeah. This guy generated in 72 hours $105 million. He was talking about like, bro, we did like, I forgot, I was listening to his YouTube video today, but he's like, bro, we did like 4,000 freaking ads.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and it
We
wasn't
put the
just
reps
ads.
in.
It wasn't just ads. It wasn't just digital ads. Like we received home. I don't know if you had subscribed to it, but we received home like a little fridge magnet. You know, like
Promoting the event.
Promoting the event. You know, like he went above and beyond. It wasn't just the digital
And
ad.
building that brand, because he really didn't really sold much. Like the books, well, yeah, but like he didn't really heavy pitch, but he built his brand for like 7-8 years and then did like a giant pitch. You get me? So that's like another thing that people need to consider, that like, think about that. Like it takes time to build a brand, and it's not always about give me money. It's always about building. And then, once you get to a certain level, then you can make the ask, which is awesome.
You focus on the brand, you focus on the marketing, but you feed it into a system,
of course,
that has been created. So you can go out and market to the world, but then bring them into a system that's all broken down.
Yeah, there's not, like you said, friction. And we understand that very well, because with our clients, we get a lot of excuses of like, oh, well, I don't know how to use this tool. Oh, but I don't know how to do this. Oh, and like, we literally have to build systems around these things so we don't get that excuse. When somebody told me before, it was like, oh, I don't know how to make picture ads, like static ads. I don't know how to use Canva. Oh, I don't have a creative mind. Okay, well, we literally build this AI robot that all you gotta do is generate, ding. So there's no excuses.
Just a prompt.
Yeah, just a prompt. Not even because it's already prompt. All you gotta do is generate picture. Like you don't have to do that. Or another excuse was I don't know how to write my own VSL. Done. Like now, like you get me. So it just remove friction from our clients, and what you're saying is definitely true.
Which is good and bad, for like our type of line of business. It's good and bad because we're kind of babying them too much. Like when they're off their own. Like
But at least it's remove as much friction as possible to get the job done. You get me? Which is what you're talking about right now.
It's not babying them, but like it's
facilitating.
It's efficiency and reduce friction.
Yeah, man. Because like think about it. One, people don't really set time to study.
Yeah, half my job is information. Gathering information.
Yeah. And that's why you excel at it. The one thing I would say, so we can start wrapping up, because I know you guys got dinner and all this good stuff, and originally you just came in for a testimonial. I brought this whole setup just to record the testimonial. That would have been 5 minutes, and I'm like, all right, cool. Why not do a podcast?
Dude, I was like, dude, let me praise you, bro, because
like an excuse to hang out, to rub off a little bit of that good energy,
Yeah, and every time we hang around you, it's a good time. It's all smiles. It's good vibes. It's something that you always say, but what about the vibes, Javi? If the vibes ain't right, people don't feel right. And I was like, damn, okay. Bro. So he's even caring about how our clients are feeling.
Actually, that's one thing we did wrong in the mastermind.
No music.
We didn't have the music.
Well, but
I didn't think about it, and Jayy saved us.
Yeah. He's like, do you guys have a speaker? I'm like, no.
Nope.
Yeah. And he's like, got it.
Bro, that's like one of the things like I've realized, when you allow people to be in their thoughts.
Yeah.
I'm already uncomfortable.
you feel it, right? Like it weighs. It's like, damn, bro. Like, are they looking at me? Is my hair straight? Like, wait. Like, do I gotta like adjust the call? Like, you just leave that in there. Like, you don't give them the time. So I just took on this course now from Vin Yang, and he starts the whole course with showing us his keynote presentation that he did. It was an hour-long video. I got it. I was watching it when I did my braids, and I really want to end it with this because it's on point. And if like you're able to internalize this information, you will pay attention to every single detail, every word, every phase, every posture, every gesture that you make creates an outcome. So from the beginning of the presentation, he gives like this little box. It's a vault, and he gives it to someone in the crowd. Be like, hey, don't you open this? Don't you give this to anyone? You hold it. You're protecting it. And it goes on with the keynote presentation. And then he's literally like a magician, but then turned like communicator coach. So he gets hired from all these big companies to do these big ass keynote presentations, which is fire. So the whole presentation is just like one big magic show.
Yeah.
So he's calling on the people. He's like, all right, cool. Guess the numbers, guess an animal. Just crazy, bro. That whole keynote presentation was fire. And then at the end of it, he opens up the box and then there's a scroll. He has one of the girls holds it and then he starts opening it up. Everything that was said in the keynote presentation by random people that said random numbers and said random animals' names and thought this and thought that was all drawn out on that scroll.
Crazy.
From the second how he opened up every single word, every single phrase, every single joke led up to that equation.
Wow. So he was like planting the seeds from the get.
From the get. So you do that with how you present, how you carry yourself, the atmosphere. You guys did great with the Airbnb, the atmosphere. Everyone went out, they walked, they did their thing.
Yeah.
But tying that into the music, you're able to program them with it. So it's all about the vibes.
And that's what makes you great, man, that you care. You're like, how are these people feeling right now? So you get me, now it's time out, or like we're able to, it's like kind of like, okay, a little break.
Boom.
What are they feeling?
Boom.
And right now we just said, hey, we don't want them to be in their own head. We want them to be like in that mingling vibe, happy vibe, and you need that music in the background in order to make that happen.
That's what,
and stuff that we didn't even think about that you did.
I didn't think about
You
it.
see my mind, I'm like, damn,
There's so many things that you're planning, the food, that, music.
So even if you messed up, Jay got your back somehow.
the standard of the videographers today, that's what they need to provide. They need to remove that aspect from you. That you don't need to worry about the content, the branding. You focus on your performance. You guys do great. You guys do what you guys came here to do.
Exactly.
It's my job to capture.
Let me just capture it. Which is great.
We need to duplicate a Jayy. We need another one.
Great.
Every single one of the clients I've ever worked with has said, yeah, that's great, but there's no one out there like that.
Yeah.
And that's the same mindset I've always operated on, in the same framework. And I'm like, bro, that small thinking is what's going to keep things small. Why not teach that? The mission I'm on now, I really want to change the whole industry of like, hey, this is the standard. I do this with my eyes closed.
Crazy.
This is the bare minimum.
The bare minimum. Like I don't I'm genuinely confused. What are people doing?
It's not what's out there. Like, let me give you an example. Like the fact that you're like, here's when we're gonna do the podcast because the sun, by the time that is this time, the sun is gonna move this way, so the shadow is gonna be here. I was like,
That's
this guy's on it. And I have worked with other people that they were like, okay, so Javi, where you want to do this? I'm like, I don't know, here. They're like, yeah, great.
Yeah, bro.
You get me? And there was a couple spots that I recommend that you're like, no, Javi, because boom, boom, boom. So you're correcting me and teaching me why you're thinking this way. And
yeah, I told you, let's
and I'm
those
thinking
chairs, and you're like, nah.
No, they're not.
No.
These chairs are ugly. It needs to be this type of chairs. And bro, that's like,
not vibey.
I'm like geeking out about it because I'm like, yo, this guy is so like, I guess it's a very attractive thing when somebody's very knowledgeable in a certain area and they're passionate about it. Like it's like attractive to me, you get me? So like you being passionate, you teaching me while also filming, and bro, I can't recommend you enough, bro, because like you literally give me like, bro, I don't know how to describe it, man. I feel like I'm almost working with a family member.
You said the standard's way too high.
Yeah, and the comfortability too, that you're like, I almost feel like I'm working with a really old friend or like a family member, because like, no, how the reason why this is not gonna work because of this. And usually something, if I'm hiring you, you probably a little bit don't want to give me pushback. You get me? But you give me pushback. You're like, no, Javi, that's incorrect. This is how we're gonna do it. I'm like, all right. You tell me, bro.
That's the thing. I've grown so much, especially being in my 20s and all that. Like I met Kimmy when I was 21, when she was 19.
Wow.
We've been together for almost like 6.5 years.
Nice, congratulations.
All right, thank you. It's amazing. But then I look at it like that. A guy that's in his role and a female that's in her role, she don't got to think about shit. I'll take control of all the aspects because I know what needs to get done and it's going to get done. The last thing you got to be focused on is content.
Yeah.
I remember waking up And bro, I'm tired. Getting everything uploaded like super late. I knocked out at
And
2.
you're working like 10 hours, 12 hours before.
Crazy.
You get me?
Right? But it's fun. I like that.
Yeah, me too.
Like I break it down and I'm like, all right, for what I got paid, if you break that down for only 2 days work is great. But then there's people that are a lot worse, do a lot less and get paid a lot more. Yeah. And I'm like, bro, but it's fine, you know, because like this is what we're building. This is what we're like getting into, because I'm also getting the content. You guys have the content, that's fine, you know, but I'm also having the content as well, the behind the scenes. Like I know what I'm like building for it. I remember waking up, all right, the following morning. First thing I did, got my phone, I sent the link. Here's the link, yes. All right, yeah, here's the link, guys. All right, we're good. But then now I was thinking, I'm like, dang, like, how do I want to do this? Because like all of the gear that I brought out, that's another thing. I own all of my gear, by the way, right? I don't rent.
Which we were talking to somebody that needed to rent our thing. So they were charging us like, I think it was an extra $3,000 or something just to rent the equipment. I was like,
it makes sense though. Trust me, it makes sense. But my biggest thing when I got started with all of this is, you see this, bro? We're in the amenity section of my building here in Doral. Yeah. I'm chilling, bro. Like I got my little car, I got my little gear. Like, you know, the process of, all right, cool. Hey, I want to do this interview real quick, right? With, you know, these amazing clients that I just had. Oh, wait, let me go to the camera store so I can rent out some gear. You know, like it's resistance. You're not gonna get the things done. Although all of this is madly expensive.
Oh, hell yeah.
But you make the investment one time, and then now this is the standard of your brand. Any single time that you get on these cameras, you're always looking like money.
You're like investing in yourself and you're investing in your brand.
Everybody was saying that those lenses make us look better than real life.
Yeah, you guys make it easy. You guys make it easy. And this is like how the standard I operate in. And it's the standard that I want all the content creators and the business owners watching, like whatever dominion that you have in your field, like operate in excellence. Although I could have woken up that morning and been like, all right, we're just gonna do some interviews, right? All right, cool, bro. I could have just brought 2 little tripods, none of these mics, none of the lights, none of the setup and the table, none of that. I could have done it bare bones with just cameras. Yeah. But, bro, that's not the vibe. You want to feel you're on set.
Dude, let me add, guys, not only was it 3 cameras from 3 different angles, I'm having a conversation with a client. I see a drone flying around us, and in my mind, I'm trying to focus on the conversation. I'm like, this is crazy. Bro, I feel like I'm in a movie right now.
Have you guys checked out the drone shots?
No, not yet.
Bro, that's tough. I color graded it.
Oh, man.
When you slow it down and other things, I got to send you guys a Loom video. That's like the last thing I got to do. Right, talking about frame rates, because whatever editor that you go ahead and send this to, they need to understand frame rates. If I recorded in 50 frames per second, that means you can slow it down up to 48%. Yep. So now when you're having in the trees, you guys sitting down in a beautiful set, now that drone shot that's coming in, bro, you put that in vertical, you put some music behind it, some text, some client results, bro, and it's a banger. They're going to be like, who the heck are these people? Yeah. Like, for real, like that.
You literally elevated our brand. Bro, so thank you, bro.
It's crazy, but like that's, I appreciate that.
Now we gotta keep you around.
Yeah.
Nah, everything else is gonna.
I've always said this. I think for like this past year, I do this with my eyes closed. It's just operate with excellence. I could have done bare bones, but I'm like, you know what, bro? Let me bring the whole set.
Bro, it's excellence, creativity, quality, speed. You have so many good, like, how do you say, attributes, I guess? Like, you have so many different parts of you that are so good. You're very human. You're easy to talk to. You're trying to make sure people are feeling some sort of way, which I don't know a single camera person that's thinking about how the room is feeling. That to me is so like, this guy is on it. This guy cares. He cares about people's like feeling. And bro, I literally, it's like, there's so many things I could speak about how good it is, but bro, it's like, you guys got to really hire him and experience it yourself, because then once you finally experience working with a Jayy, then everything that we're saying makes sense, because it almost feels like we're overhyping you, but like, we're literally not. We've worked with like over 15 people of camera companies that I'm like, you shitting on them, you know. I'm about to you curse, but you just completely,
everybody else,
you ran these circles around. They should be your employees and be working for you, literally, you know. That's wild.
I appreciate that. I do want to hear some of the bad things, because I also want like to improve. right? But that'll be off camera, right? You guys will see that.
I just said, bro, I'm gonna have to take like 20 minutes to think about it because, like, you know, even if there were to be something bad, you have so much good, too many good that is gonna outweigh the bad.
Actually, I
you know?
can't think of a single one, bro. There's just so many positive things. You helping me, you motivating me to keep going. Having you got to do another one. I remember I was like in the like, bro,
It felt
I'm
like
crushed.
it felt pushed. Like that one podcast, it felt like pushed. It wasn't working out. Like we kept on trying, it didn't work out.
The y'all was docking.
And you said it both to him and to me, like, we're gonna do it with a smile, with a big smile, like we're gonna do it.
So it's like you're pushing the people in the masterminds. The quality is amazing. The speed, I mean, the creativity, like the fact that you were taking drone shots while we're doing the mastermind, while we're doing the podcast. It's just attention to detail is like above a 10. Brother, it's just.
Let me ask you a question. If I can embed a videographer into your business that operates off of the same framework, great energy, captures all the shots, what is something like that worth to you?
It depends when are we in content mode. So for us, it's usually once or twice a month that we sit down to create, you know, YouTube, Reels and stuff like that. But it all depends if we're in content mode or not. You know, what would that be worth? I don't know. Maybe it depending if it's like almost like a salary type of deal. So anything I said between two to five, you know, depending on the level of the company and the level of content they're putting out. I think around there seems to be fair. And then for events, yeah, bro, you can charge a little bit more, especially if people are flying you out. I think you're definitely worth like a couple grand more, bro, honestly.
Awesome. I appreciate that.
What do you think, babe?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it all depends the level of content they're putting.
It depends on the quantity,
Yeah.
you know, like what type of, because if it's just like reels, you know, like then I think it can be less, you know, like, but if it's a whole podcast, you know, like long form content, you know, like it should be more, you know, it depends on the
it literally depends on how much volume of content the entrepreneur is putting out. So you should have maybe different tiers for somebody that's maybe, you know, like for example, you said the Alex Ramosi, like he's cranking out like, actually I'll give you, he pays his team like 50 grand a month. So that's like the level you can get it out to. Like, and that's him and Layla, they both spend up to like 48.
Yeah, that's including editors.
That's like editing, filming, like sitting down for you once a month, putting all, you know, helping you even script it, all this stuff. That's the level of how some people are actually paying for those services. So I think it's just depending on the level of content, like the output, the entrepreneur, you should have maybe different tiers. You get me? But that's definitely a great idea. Keep people on like monthly subscriptions and once a month sit down with them, shoot all the content you need to do for the rest of the month and then come back next month.
Awesome. So there you have it. What I'm building after I teach these business owners, this is the equipment that you need. This is how you set up your own in-home studio setup. The next course, the next value that I'm adding into the marketplace is for videographers. If you can't afford to have a Starzzz behind the camera, you can hire someone that can learn the frameworks and how I move and how I operate. So, hey, you're not getting a Starzzz, but you're getting, you know, Billy Bob, right? That's interested in videography. He's 18. You already own the cameras. You already own the equipment. You need someone to follow and take action. I'll provide them the full framework from recording, editing, organizing, building. Essentially what I'm doing now is helping the modern day entrepreneur build their own media production team.
Yeah.
Where the creator economy is going. If you are a business owner and you really want to scale and have a brand, you need to have a media production company in-house. Everything needs to be
Everybody
in-house.
has it in-house.
You guys hire a content agency. Trust me, they only care about the check.
Just to add to that, to prove your point, like if you look at the big boys, like we just mentioned, like the Alex Ramosi, the Grant Cardones, the Gary Vee, the Patrick McDavid, guess what? They all have their own media in-house. So like
Any part of the business, honestly, should be in-house because a lot of people delegate things, you know, like, and that's when you lose the quality.
Yep.
You know, like for us, for example, like we teach people basically in a nutshell how to run ads, you know, like the number one thing that they do is hire a marketing agency. And majority of the time, like a marketing agency, they just want you to give you the cheapest leads so that you can be happy that you're not paying a lot for leads, but then you're sacrificing on quality because majority of the time they're not caring. They don't care the quality of the lead. They just care, oh, it was only $3 to get that contact, you know? So like, I think anything inside of a business should be in-house, you know?
Plus you have more control of it. Like especially when you delegate something so important. Like, I don't recommend delegating the most important parts of the business. And one will be content, one will be marketing. So like when you outsourcing, like, let's say like the heart and the brain of the business, and then you expect to get, you know, bad results. Well, you delegated the most important part of the business. That's why you have no control. You get me? And if you want to have better control in your business, better quality, things need to start going in-house. You can delegate in the beginning, like how we hire here, just like almost like a contract. That's definitely an option. But at certain scales, like definitely you got to start thinking about, okay, I need to build this in-house. You absolutely have to. There's no doubt about it.
There you guys have it. I appreciate you guys.
No, I appreciate you, bro. You're
appreciate you
a
guys.
badass. You inspire me. And honestly, there's nobody in Miami that can even compete with a level of quality, speed, creativity that you have, bro.
Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you, brother.